Hey guys, welcome back to Homestead Prepping and Survival. Just showing the baby chicks. They're still eating well. And I got in here just a few minutes ago. There was one of the gray chicks was actually inside the feeder, down inside where you pour the feed. And just sitting down in there, and I'm like, get out of there. And he jumped up to the edge, or she, and sat there for a little bit. But they are getting big compared to the little mama hen that adopted them. They are getting much bigger, but all 17 of them are doing well, and she's doing well. I'm pleased with it. I let teenagers out to scratch a little while because they don't scratch much, but they're learning. So, which they're almost full adults, but anyway, I let them out to scratch a little bit. So go back to the baby pen over here. Their feeder's down to about a little over a quarter. And today is day number 4 with them eating out of it. So I'm getting 5+ days out of a feeder, which I can live with this many chickens eating out of it. So the adults, which I dumped the water and let it refill a few minutes ago. I filled theirs up yesterday. They're eating about a quarter a day, roughly. So they're doing well. They won't out to scratch, but I'm not letting them out with the teenagers because all they do is pick on them. But they're healthy. 5 eggs today, and I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but I've got a couple of light brown ones and a couple of the medium brown ones, and then the white one, and I always get those. But either way, the teenagers feeder, I think this is day 5 or 6, something like that, and it's still pretty close to half. So the boards have stopped them from roosting on top of the rabbit box, so hopefully this weekend I will get out here and finish the rabbit boxes I've already built, and hopefully get the other rabbit box built. I could probably cut grass this weekend because we've gotten so much rain, but it doesn't have to be. So, and normally I go 10 to 12 days before I have to cut again. So I'm thinking I've only got one rooster, and he just bows up at these hens, but I don't know. I may have more roosters than I'd like to have. So I don't know. Let me get my eggs and get out of the way. That's the youngest one. I'll go over there and show y'all what I was talking about, all that green growth that the adults had done scratched and eat just about everything the last time I showed it in the video. Well, it's been a couple of days since I let them out, but y'all can see the green on the ground. You gotta look, but it's there. It's hard for me to see it on camera, but maybe y'all can see it. But they will scratch and eat every bit of that. Won't give the grass a chance to grow. So anyway, a little sweet pea there is content because she's already been fed and eaten, and the old stray boy cat, I call him Buddy, is up there eating. Sparky's doing well. Well, I had to replace that cable a second time, but I've already bought a new pulley to go on the cable because he's worn that one almost completely out. He doesn't do a lot of running back and forth like my other dog did and wear him out every week or two, but he pulls on it a lot. So let's see about the feed. Uh-oh, come on, get it down here. I'll be buying another bag tomorrow. He's got enough food for several days. Anyway, the grass ain't quite to the point it needs cutting. My sister wants to borrow the mower this weekend, so told her she could. I may try to get their mower fixed. All they needs is a drive belt on it. I don't know, but anywho, just doing a quick little farm update. I'm not going to close this part of the video out. I'm going to add to it again, show y'all a few other things that I work on, and this one will probably be uploaded for later in the week, so, or the weekend or something like that. Either way, I'll catch y'all in just a few minutes. Alright guys, thought I'd show y'all something I've ordered, which, you know, I've had a pressure canner for quite a while. Had one, then when X and I split up, I let her have it because she did the canning, I didn't. So I bought another one, and I've got it. I think I've showed it in a previous video a while back. But anyway, I went ahead and ordered this canning set, which comes with, you see, the filter, the funnel here, and then your jar tongs to pick jars up out of the canner and out of the boiling water or whatever, and then tongs, of course, and I'm not exactly sure what that's used for, but I'm guessing it's jar tongs the way it's shaped. And then this is your spatula with measuring things on it, because you need to leave headspace, and that's what these steps, let me lay it down, that's what these steps are for, is to show you, trying to get it where you can see. Yeah, see the measurements on it, 1 inch, 3/4, 1/2 inch, 1/4 inch. So depending on how much headspace you want to leave in the jar on what you're canning, so that's what you measure with. And then of course the little magnetic lid picker up, you know. And I also bought, which is separate from that canning starter set, is this, the complete guide to pressure canning. And there's a few other channels that I follow that have recommended this book, that it gives you a lot of great recipes and nice, simple, easy to follow instructions. So anyway, I've ordered this. It took about a week to get everything, but it all came in a couple of days ago. I figured I'd include it in a video for y'all. It's not a whole lot of money if you bought this stuff like I did, you know, off of Amazon, but you're going to need to know how to can food, and this is pressure canning. I need to get a book on water bath canning, so you know I can do both. I did not do any of the canning. I helped, you know, with my ex, but I didn't actually do any of the canning. So this is a great set. It's got everything you need in it for canning. And you know, it wouldn't hurt to have two, of course, if you're doing a whole lot of canning and you got some help in there, you got more than one thing. But for me, this is plenty. I've only got one canner, and I actually do have a pot out in the old building that we use for water bath canning that's out there, so I need to go check that stuff and make sure I've got what I need for that. But I'm planning on doing that this weekend. But either way, it's inexpensive, guys. I'm a small channel. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but if you guys want to get a heads up or a step ahead of the everyday Joe Blow out there that's not doing anything, you need to be able to preserve your food, and canning is a great way to do that. Now, it's not dirt cheap like it used to be. The canning jars have gone way up in price. They're hard to find sometimes. The lids and the rings, of course, cost money, and they're getting harder to get. So the pressure canners, when I first remember buying one, I think I paid 89 bucks for this one, and then when I ordered this one, it was like 139. So they've gone up quite a bit in price. I understand that, but you got to have it if you're going to do any type of homesteading where you're growing your own food, raising your own food, and hunting and preserving that kind of food and stuff, or fishing, whatever. You've got to have a way to preserve that food that doesn't require refrigeration, that doesn't require electricity. Now, I can supply 95% of my electricity needs, but that, you know, I don't worry about keeping my freezers running and all that if the grid goes down. But in all honesty, why? If I can can it, or I can water bath can it, or pressure can it, whatever, or dehydrate even, vacuum sealing, mylar bagging with oxygen absorbers. If I can preserve food and store food safely that doesn't require refrigeration to store it, that is the way to go, just for the simple fact that I don't have to worry about if my off-grid system is working or if the grid is working or any of that. So I highly suggest being able to do that. So I showed y'all, and this is all one day, I just showed y'all the chickens and the babies and all that out there and the feeders. And I'm not planning on eating dog and cats, but there's a lot of rabbits out there. You've seen the rabbit boxes I've been working on, and I hope to finish this weekend if everything goes right. So I'm trying to get a little bit more and more prepared to where I can supply at least 80 to 90% of the food that I eat. So I've got my tiller back last week. Even if I can't get my tractor fixed, I mean, getting it running is not a problem, but the hydraulics actually quit on it, so I can't pick up the bottom plow or the harrow or any of that stuff and work with it. So that's not a problem. But even if I can't get the tractor going or the backhoe going or anything like that to do a big garden, it takes a lot more work. It's a whole lot longer process. But that tiller that I've got will till that garden and enable me to plant a big garden. Do I want to plant a big garden with that tiller? No, especially not in the ground I've got. And I'm planting a garden back there several years, and I've added tons, and I mean tons, of manure and compost and topsoil to that garden back there to try to bring that soil up to where it needs to be to grow a better garden. So, I know everybody has to work on their garden, and I can't afford to go out like these big farmers and buy tons and tons of fertilizer and things to put in there to build that garden soil up. So I need to be doing that now while I can, a little along, so that I can plant the garden that I need. But anyway, I just thought I'd bring this up. Canning is a huge part of homesteading and storing your food. You can can ready to eat meals simply by, everything that you need for that meal is in that one jar. You can can just straight meat, or you can just straight vegetables. Whatever you want to do, there is a recipe out there for it to preserve that food. So it's a great way to make sure that when no one else has food, you have food, and you can get it now cheaper than you will a year or two down the road, and save yourself a lot of money. Now, yeah, the initial cost of buying this stuff and the canners and all of that is a pretty good expense, especially buying the jars and all that. But the jars are reusable, and some of the lids are reusable. The rings are reusable. So it's not like you're having to buy all new every time you do this. This thing, if you take care of it, will last you for many, many years and save you a lot more than what you're spending on it. It's like anything else. You got an initial investment to get it started, and then it starts paying for itself, just like a solar system. So, guys, I hope the information and the things that I share with you helps you. Please, if you have not already done so, subscribe to the channel. Help me grow. I think we're up to 117 now. We're over 5,600 and something views for the channel. That is awesome, and I appreciate each and every one of you. But I'd really, really like for this channel to just take off. I mean, we're trying to share knowledge, and there's a few of y'all that comment and help on the YouTube videos, and also when I share the YouTube videos on the Homestead Prepping and Survival MeWe page that's created, which you can join. The only rule I have is really I prefer you have a real profile pic. Now, it doesn't have to be you, but something other than what MeWe provides. I do not have Facebook, don't plan on ever having Facebook. I know there's a lot of YouTube channels out there that are way bigger than me that make money off of that, because you can advertise and things on Facebook and make money. I'm not interested in that for Facebook. I'm just not something I want to do. This is the platform that I choose to use because I can communicate directly with you and with my family, and that's important to me. So guys, remember the two things I always tell you. The most important things you're ever going to hear or learn is Jesus Christ loves you, and so do I. Y'all be safe and be prepared. And I'm going to add one more thing. Please pray for this country, because we are going downhill fast and there ain't no brakes. Thank y'all. Love you.